What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review. Today I'm going to be taking a comprehensive look at Resplendent Tailtiu, and I'll also go over a lot of the builds you can run for different game modes like Arena, PvE, Aether raids, and at the end I'll have a re-refined Theorycraft as always. If you guys do enjoy these reviews, I would really appreciate if you could do true damage to like and subscribe button, just like Tailtiu. And with that said, let us begin. Tailtiu is a Gen 1 blue infantry mage with Tome of Thoron as her preferred weapon. She also has a refine on this, and this weapon isn't really all that bad because Wrath is not available to mages and she's got this in her weapon. Though I would say that Darting Blow definitely leaves something more to be desired of in the modern times because she needs more extra effects and extra stats. So Tailtiu is actually the fastest 3-star 4-star blue mage with pretty viable stat spread, so she's definitely in a much better position than a lot of the lower rarity blue mages in my opinion, and this weapon refine is also workable. So with resplendent stats, she can end up with 34 base attack and 37 base speed, which is pretty decent for a 3-star 4-star mage, but keep in mind that she's going to be having a lot of competition. Speaking of competition, let's do some comparisons. So like I said before, Tailtiu is the fastest blue infantry mage from the free-to-play pool. She can hit 54 speed after max investment with Tome of Thoron, and she can be compared to Tatiana. She can also get pretty fast with a speed refined Fox Tome, effectively hitting 49 speed. So she's 5 points slower than Tailtiu but has a lot more resistance. Briannia is also a really popular Grail merge project, and she can definitely get pretty fast with Fimble Vetter, and it also provides her with a unique niche of neutralizing any kind of debuffs on herself. So she can also hit 45 effective speed with this weapon, and obviously this is before any kind of passive skills. So Tailtiu is definitely pretty viable with that offensive stat spread at max investment especially. And now let's move on to a bit more premium comparison with her niece, Ishtar. So Ishtar, even at +1 merge with her new Mjolnir refine, can absolutely dunk on her own aunt, and this just goes to show you the power level difference between early refines and newer refines. So Mjolnir effectively gives Ishtar 11 speed, and with that, even at +1 merge with 13 dragon flowers, she can hit the same amount of speed as a max invested Resplendent Tailtiu, and she will also have similar attack stat by having the extra 5 attack from Mjolnir. Not to mention, she also has permanent -1 special cooldown from her weapon, which means that she can have pre-charged specials like Moonbow, Ruptured Sky, and also has partial null follow-up, so she can run Windsweep and not really care too much about retaliation from the enemy. So Ishtar ends up becoming one of the best infantry blue mages in the game. This is not to say that Tailtiu is a bad unit or anything like that. She is definitely quite viable, but it's just that because of her older weapon refine and being a Gen 1 unit, she definitely faces a lot of competition from the modern blue infantry mages and also these modern refines, for example on Ishtar. Tome of Thoron is still pretty unique all things considered, having that Wrath. It is worth noting that even if you start combat with full HP but fall below 75% HP during the combat, you will still get the +10 true damage if your special triggers after that point. So she can still get the true damage even on her first combat when she's at full HP if she takes enough damage back. Now let's take a look at some of the builds for Tailtiu. Like I said, Gen 1 units are best used at high investment or max investment, but still at +1 merge, you could try to run this kind of budget build with Fury Desperation and Brazen Attack Speed. And these skills do synergize well with each other, as you can have Fury, Activate, Desperation, Brazen skill, and also her weapon, and all of these skills are going to be active at the same time. If you want to invest heavily into her, then Time Pulse can also be a really good option because she can essentially have a pre-charged Moonbow when she's in the Wrath range. So with Wrath being active after that HP threshold, she can get the -1 special cooldown and then stack it up with Time Pulse to have a pre-charged special. This allows you to fire off your special on your first attack, and this can be really helpful because many times units have guard effect and guard weapons, so it might be tough to trigger her special that way, so having a pre-charged special can help you many times. And then you can also run her signature Electric Wind God Fist build. I just gave this name right now because her special art, it looks like she's doing some kind of uppercut, and she's running a Blazing Wind special, so hence the name. So Fury 4 is really synergetic with her weapon, to no one's surprise, and then you can have Special Spiral as you can spam AoE specials with that, and the +10 true damage from Tome of Thoron does get added into the Blazing Wind special, so that is really good. And you have to run Flashing Blade because even though she can get -1 special cooldown from the Wrath effect, you ideally want to run her with multiple dancers and spam your AoE special on multiple enemies, and for that Flashing Blade really helps for looping her special. You can also run Susparo 3 as it is a player phase focus skill to go well with her Tome of Thoron, and you can also have lull speed resistance to get some debuffs, but keep in mind that without Desperation she's not going to be the bulkiest unit if she has to take a hit. You can also run Sturdy Impact on slot A for her so that she can get extra defense and be a lot more bulky with that, and also attack res menace. So this build does allow her to be this kind of unit who's fast and who can also hit hard, but is also not too frail because of Sturdy Impact. And Sturdy Impact does go well if you're going to be facing any kind of auto follow-up units and if she's not able to finish them off. And this kind of build can just stack up debuffs with the lull skill and also the menace skill. Without Fury, Sturdy Impact can also give you a more safer way to get into the threshold of Tome of Thoron to activate the Wrath. You can also run Juicy Wave Plus as an alternate weapon because this does provide you with Desperation, and in combination with that you can run Null Follow-Up and Slot B, so that is really good, and she can pretty much try to mimic her niece Ishtar in a sense, but not really because she cannot really use Wind Sweep, but still this is an option with Attack Speed Push 4 and Time Pulse. Tome of Thoron is pretty decent, but you can still run other inheritable tomes. Flora Guide is also a really good option. Tailtiu can also be used in Arena with B-Duel Infantry 4. She's not going to be as unique as Sayas, for example, as a free-to-play mage in Arena, but still she can get the job done with her high speed. So in my opinion, Pact Blooms can also be really helpful in Arena, and she can easily get that from Veronica. And this can give you a bit more flexibility as she can function in both phases, because Tome of Thoron is mainly going to be giving you the Darting Blow effect in the player phase, and Wrath effect is nice, but not dying is a lot better in Arena in my opinion. So Pact Blooms does help you with the self-sufficiency, the attack debuff, making you a lot more bulky with lull attack speed and also attack defense form. And this can make Tailtiu a bit more bulky than she is. Still, you can use Tome of Thoron if you want to in Arena with Ruptured Sky as a 2-turn cooldown special, and once she's in the Wrath range, you can have a pre-charged Ruptured Sky with Time Pulse, which will also give you true damage, so it's really good for one-round KOing many units. And Null Follow-Up is also an option in Slot B if you don't want to run a lull skill. A lull skill is also an option because many enemies run rally skills in Arena, but Null Follow-Up is also nice nowadays with units like Dual Lift and many of the auto follow-up units. And finally, you can also use her in Aether Raid's defense with a Fox Tome and Sturdy Impact. Tome of Thoron isn't going to be that useful for Aether Raid's defense because even if you pre-charge her special, she's not going to be getting the true damage unless she's at HP threshold. So maybe you could try to have Bolt Trap shenanigans, but it's not really too reliable honestly. Another problem with Tome of Thoron is that you're going to be facing a lot of guard units, special fighter, crafty fighter. So that just stops her special charges, and that can be pretty annoying with Tome of Thoron. So you can just try to go with Blar Fox, just get the in-combat debuffs, have Sturdy Impact and Null Follow-Up. And this can effectively make her have 44 defense, which is not that bad. And her HP is also not that bad for a mage, so she can be pretty bulky with that. And she can also run something like Infantry Pulse to at least pulse down someone like Saros. She can also be used in Aether Raid's offense, but I don't think she really provides anything too unique because you can run Micaiah, Guinevere, or Marianne as tanks for blue infantry mages. I guess you can use her as a cleanup unit in the player phase, but even then, you've got Ophelia with the pre-charge special or Ishtar with Windsweep who can also do the same job but much better. Tome of Thoron is in a place where it's not extremely too bad or extremely too good, so we can try to improve it a bit more. So this is my Theorycraft for Tome of Thoron's Re-Refine. I would give her +3 attack as the base effect, and that can help her hit harder and also help with the AoE special builds. And I would give her slightly better Wrath threshold at 85% HP, so it's a bit easier to trigger that and be in the range of that. And for her weapon refine, I would give her +5 speed and attack in the player phase, and also the anti-guard effect. I've used Tailtiu quite a bit, and all of these guard skills, crafty fighter, special fighter, can be really annoying while using Tailtiu, so you're not able to get the true damage. I feel like the anti-guard effect helps with the Wrath effect a lot more, especially when she doesn't have a -1 special cooldown permanently like Ishtar, and anti-guard can also help her with the AoE builds against many of the guard opponents. So let me know what you think about my Theorycraft about Tome of Thoron. I'll be eager to hear that in the comments. Make sure to share this video with your friends if they're looking to build up Tailtiu after this Resplendent version, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps her tremendously, and if you really enjoyed, then you can also support me directly by becoming a member or by using super thanks. I want to thank all of my YouTube members for the constant support, and if you want to see more videos like these, then make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as Tailtiu after seeing Ishtar's weapon refine. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.